Hello and welcome back to Replay Revelation. Here I want to show you some hidden treasures that came up while I played off screen. Welcome back to Replay Revelation, everyone. Welcome back to Chaos Turbo. I just wanted to give you a little quick overlook of the Turbo deck I played a recent, 15 matches maybe. Trying around with the Mask of Darkness, with Divine Wrath. I know you could play a third Raigeki break, for example, but I like Spies on 2. I know it's the argument, it's the best card, etc. But I wanted to try around with the Mask of Darkness with a lot of traps, not like Solemn, etc. You could do a build like that, like 2 Mask of Darknesses, maybe Solemns. Maybe I try around with that too. But I just wanted to have these 2 slots with those cards, and I really like it. We also have like stuff like Archfiend Soldier against aggro with a call. Call just gets better when we side it in with like the Cypher Soldier, Archfiend Soldier, Kaiku. So we can have an advantage of that, not only to bring back these guys. Still trying around with that, doesn't come up so often unfortunately, but of course we have the control side. And still no dust shoots because I hate that card and I don't really like to play it if I don't have to, kind of. And yeah, that's the deck. We have 2 super fresh replays from today. I really wanted to show you. I have so much in the waiting queue, but I wanted to do these. So let's hop on the matches and have some fun. So first match against Mercury Falcon. This person actually has also a YouTube channel. They were telling us that in the chat. I think they do like anime analysis stuff, like anime inside info videos, I don't know. But looks pretty cool. You could check that out. They were also asking for a collaboration one day, so maybe you will see us together. But we had a cool match and I really wanted to show that. We started, they were asking us if we are the YouTuber. I think here you can just set Night Assailant and Jar of Greed. Love to see the Chaos layout again. So they seem to be on Warriors. I remember, I think in game 1 we made like all decisions we made were wrong. So here I was thinking about setting Sangan or Night Assailant. Didn't think of stuff like Little Swordsman, Mystic Swordsman level 2. So instant regret. Would have been way better to have the Sangan here. But what should we do? If we would play against Turbo, of course, Night Assailant would be way better than the Sangan, but I think it's kind of always better to first set Sangan because exactly of stuff like that. They even have a Dust Shoot. Send back Sangan because we could just I'm pretty sure we could just run over the level 2. And now we are sitting here like they know about the Torrential, they know about the Storm. I think we just use Jar of Greed into pot, at least that. Going into Divine Wrath and Serpent. Here I was like, okay, we could set just the Torrential with the Serpent. We could set Divine Wrath with the Torrential to don't let them know what we have. And I wanted to do that, but in the last second I was deciding, no, let's just set the Torrential, which we should regret also in the future. We have an MST done, and now it just goes south. They were even hitting the Divine Wrath here. We would have set it, maybe we could use it against the Dawn. So here they have a Time Seal also. In that situation, I think we would have to use to crash Mask with the level 2. Only chance we have here, because they would just negate it and at least we can get rid of it. We have only cards they can discard. We don't care. They hit the Thunder Dragon. So here we have a classic, well, we have a classic warrior sack because of our decisions. We would have made different decisions. This would have had crazy different outcome. It's always like interesting what little decisions can do in the end. So here they had a Solemn for our Sork. They have a Premature Burial. Get back to level 2, even have a Blade Knight they search out. So no chance at this point. But we never give up. We could draw into something like BLS. You never know. Or Snatch would be not bad, but it was just a ring. So we concede here. Go into game 2. Yeah, their YouTube is just Mercury Falcon, if you want to search it out. Maybe I will think about putting it into in the info box of this video. So here we have a Turbo Sack start. Thunder Dragon, Heart of Greed, Graceful Charity, even with Night Assailant and a Flip Monster, which is Moth. We hit the pot, draw into Torrential and Sork. We definitely hit the Graceful. Draw into Meta, Duo, and Sakuretsu. So we got it all here. I wanted to use the Night Assailant effect to get back the Moth. We even have the Moth to recycle some stuff. We use Duo. I think we hit MST, if I remember right. Yeah, and they get rid of a Solemn. And here's nothing more to do than setting Moth, setting Ring, and I think that's all. You could also set like a Saku, but I think just Ring is fine. MST is out. If they have a Breaker, fine. If they have Dawn with like Knock, it's fine. So no need to overextend here. So they don't have something against the Moth, which is obviously great for us. They have a Dust Shoot, we don't really care. They get rid of the Sorcerer. It's fine. I think we just flip up Moth to get back Graceful. Just so good here. Drawing into Archfiend Soldier, Call, and Raigeki Break. Pretty nice. So we definitely discard the Serpent, and I think one Thunder Dragon. We can go aggressive here. Summon Archfiend Soldier. So nice to have some like aggro cards, and I think I like Archfiend Soldier way more than Zombira, to be honest. It's Zook proof, it can attack directly, and like, yeah, Zombira gets rid of some warriors, but nothing more. And after 2 attacks, it's just pretty small. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments what you think, but I think it's just a great card. I think at that point we could also have set the Call because we have so much removal. I wanted to also set the Raigeki Break. I really do not regret it here because they have a Snatch. They had a Jar set. So we could afford to play into Storm. That's why I set the Raigeki Break. And I wanted to be prepared when we get the Serpent back, maybe in standby. We already have the Raigeki Break on field. They summon Dawn, we have the Ring against it. It's just... there's just no chance here for the opponent. Get back to Serp. I think we don't really have to use MST. We just go to defense with the Moth and attack with the Archfiend Soldier. We don't really care about it. We have to call anyways. I think we set MST and call now. Yeah, even the Saku. Like I said, we have so much removal. We even have meta with Serpent. We still have Torrential. It's just... yeah, they weren't coming back. So 2 sacks from both sides. Let's have a nice and fair game 3. So they have Duo. Hitting the Snatch. Yeah, at this point I was like, I think the card with the least outcome would be Thunder Dragon in that situation. Yeah, we thinned the deck, but nothing more. I'd rather have the other cards, so... we draw into Saku. They don't have a Dust Shoot, as it seems. I think this is just the obvious breaker play. If we can plus with a back row, this would be awesome. But like... yeah, we should get rid of one of them. Unfortunately, it's a time seal, so they can chain it, but we can get rid of the Lady Warrior Lady, so Breaker has done its job. We have a Saku. They should have something against that, but let's see. Haiku into pot. They play around Dust Shoot here. No worries, opponent won't play that. Haiku attack. They have a Solemn, which I think I would have used 2 on over them. They really need to get that Kaiko through. We don't draw, so we will set Morph here to get back the Snatch. I remember in that game it was pretty exciting in the end. We were pretty lucky at one point. But I'm very satisfied with all the decisions I made in that game. So to have a Sasuke, I think I would have... I mean, they played around Spy, kind of, so they attacked first with the Kaiku, then with the Sasuke. So Morph gets through, we have a Snatch, they don't have any back rows. We draw into Upstart. Of course, here you could... well, we definitely use Upstart, but here you could just use Snatch to crash both. But we were so behind, I really wanted to be kind of greedy and to risk more. And I really wanted a Tsukuyomi, so I wanted to set Zangan, risk more damage, but in the end we would be so much better with the Tsukuyomi. So they have a Dawn. They attack again with the Kaiku first, and now we were like, we have to risk it. We get the Tsuk. Yeah, Dawn gets rid of one of them, but in that case, it has to be Morph. So they were attacking and, of course, rolling a die. And I was like, 4, it's Snatch, damn. But they hit them off, so we can keep both cards. And I remember now we draw into Archfiend Soldier even. So here we can have a great push with the Snatch. Still doesn't look super good, but we have a chance. With a lot of luck, we still have a chance. So I think best here would be summon Archfiend, Snatch the Kaiku, get rid of both monsters. They wouldn't have a light if we attack first over the Sasuke, and then, yeah, definitely then with the Kaiku to banish the Sasuke. Here we go. So we are kind of back in the game, but not out of the situation. And here was like, it's so close. They just need anything. And I remember they had a pretty big think here. They get back 1,000. Yeah. And they have a breaker. And I think they had the decision, should they attack over the Kaiku? But I think the only real decision is to pop the Snatch, get back Kaiku. We draw into Spy, which is awesome here. We just attack over the Kaiku, set Spy. And if that goes through, we are back, baby. So summoning Blade Knight. I think they needed a light. I don't know why they didn't just crash the Blade Knight with the Archfiend Soldier. But if they have BLS, they could just summon it and banish the set monster. We draw into Tribe. I didn't really know how aggressive I had to play here, but I definitely wanted to avoid a light engrave, because it was pretty obvious that they wanted to have the Blade Knight engrave. So I decided, let's be safe, attack over the breaker as long as they don't have a light. They don't have a BLS, but let me think, if we would have summoned Tribe, get rid of the Blade Knight, this would be 24-4. This would be... wouldn't be game, because they would have had... but 24, 4k, and 343. No, it wouldn't be enough. I think that's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't do it. They would have had a Mirror Force also. So it was the right decision just to attack with the Archfiend Soldier. And yeah, I remember, they just have Tribe. They just have Tribe to get rid of everything. And I remember they have a BLS in hand, so... absolutely no chance at this point, but pretty cool match. Very exciting in the end. but no chance in the end to win. So thanks, Mercury Falcon. Maybe we'll see us together one day on the ladder. Make sure to check it out, and we will see us next match. So match 2 against Pot into Charity into Duo. Instant message, I'm a huge fan, so welcome to the video. Nice to have you here. You know, I love feature replays of some fans of the channel. We are both committing, we have a try-hard deck, so they start with Thunder Dragon, we have Graceful, Morph, the Koichi, Upstart, and Ring. They were like, damn, not on Fun Day Frequency. Actually, like, the fun fact about Fun Deck Frequency is like, as you know, I'm German, so it's a second language, and in the beginning I was thinking about a name, and I thought like Fun Deck Frequency sounds pretty cool, but the right word would be frequency, and I was googling it like 6 months after the channel. I was, damn, there's not a word like frequency. Like they were writing frequency because it makes sense. Didn't think about that. Maybe I will rename it, but then I was like, should I rename it? But Fun Deck Frequency is just too long in my opinion. It doesn't sound so good, so I was like, man, it's just a name. Screw it. So it's still Fun Deck Frequency. But I see why they it's not even Fun Day Frequency. It's also a pretty cool name, but it's Fun Deck Frequency. But yeah, what should we do? Just a little anecdote about that. I hope you were watching the game because I was just talking. They said a monster had a knock against the Dekoichi. We were both banishing 2 Dekoichis. They also, no, they just had the Thunder Dragon. So now we used the Charity. We also have a Tribe now, second Morph. So I think that Morph will go through definitely. So we will discard card destruction, I think. Not the best outcome right now. And I think in that case the Jar. You could think about like Tribe, but that's too good. The card is just too good to get rid of it. So I think we just get rid of the Jar. Guarding Thunder Dragon. I think we definitely set Morph. And pass. Alrighty, if they have another knock, that would be crazy, but usually chances are pretty low that they have that. So, Morph resolves. Get back the Charity, they attack with 1200. But I think at that point it should be pretty... It looks pretty good for us with all that Trinity stuff. I mean, they have 3 back rows. We draw into Spy, Mask of Darkness, and Sinister Serpent. I remember I was writing like, my hand is ridiculous because it's just monsters. It's so crazy. And we had like 2 Charities. And I remember in the end they were saying like I was explaining what I meant with my hand is ridiculous. And they were thinking my hand is ridiculously good, but I mean, it's not bad, but it's, in terms of cards you want to have, it's bad. But of course, resolving 2 Charities is not bad, but I think Spy is good here. It's a defense. It sucks up some resources as they were doing it. They used the Regeki break for it. And now we have to do something in the next turn. We go down to 4400. Didn't want to use the ring yet. We're trying to knock. At least no monster. We should have almost every monster in deck. So I think here we could use Tribe or use BLS, but I think Tribe is just the right card. And get rid of both Spies with the Tribe effect. Some damage. With the direct attack. Go. I don't think we set the normal man. Just pass. Still got the ring as a defense. They have an upstart. We gladly take those 1000 life points. So all the time they were sitting 2 jars. Good to know. Duo. Please don't hit the BLS. So they hit the Mask of Darkness, and I think at this point we get rid of... we have a Thunder Dragon still, yeah. Was just thinking if we should get rid of the Sangan, but... Still a good card. We have the Knock, which is great here. We have 2 Knocks, which is even greater. So we can build up some stuff with the Moth. We definitely use Knock here. Get some damage in. And I think then we set the Moth to think about getting back Knock next turn or something else, depending on what we draw. But I think we just use Knock here. It's a Night Assailant, so these are out too. We both play two of it. We just get in with the tribe. No need to overextend. I mean, with the BLS, it would have been game with the ring, but this would be way too aggressive in that situation, I think. They still have everything, like every mass removal in deck, and we can have a big turn here. Here you could think about getting back a Knock or like even the Charity again, but I was happy with the hand, and I think, okay. Well, I wasn't happy with the hand. We were getting back Charity. I thought we were just using Knock and get in with the tribe, but in that case, we decided to get back Charity. We draw now into a ridiculous hand, like Pot, Tsukiyomi, and Duo. So we can think about risking a Torrential with the Tsukiyomi. I think at that point we got rid of the Sangan, yeah, because we have like everything we want from deck. We only have 14 cards left. We even have the Pot. We draw into Torrential and Jar. Now come the back row cards. I think I wanted to use Tsukiyomi first. No, we use Knock first. It's a Moth. Then we have Tsukiyomi. Ring on Moth. That's fine. Now we can comfortably summon BLS and just win. Here we go. GG1. Yeah, here was like explaining the ridiculous hand situation. Sitting straight up on my seat for game 2. Yep. I see that. I remember when I played against Cobb before I had the YouTube channel and everything, and I was just a fan. I'm still a fan, but I was just a fan, not a YouTuber. I was playing against him and I wanted to win so badly. Because you will watch the video, kind of, and it's so much more fun if you actually win. So if I play against like fans of the channel, something in me hopes they win, but of course I give my best all the time. They had a duo, they got rid of the ring and the jar in our hand. They have a dust shoot now. I think you get rid of BLS here because we have Thunder Dragon and Breaker. So BLS would be live soon, so they get rid of BLS. We summon Breaker, try to get rid of the back row. I think there's no need to attack first. The Raigeki break. Then we discard Thunder Dragon and sit here with 2 and a Torrential. I didn't want to set Torrential here because they know about it, and I like wait at least one more turn to make it not so obvious. Here they summon Sinister Serpent, I think to tribute it next turn for the Thunder Dragon. And we draw into Sorcerer, which is awesome here to banish the Serpent. It's even live, so pretty lucky draw. We get rid of the Serpent. Nothing more. Didn't want to set Torrential. I didn't want to use it. I know right now, I'm thinking if they have Tribe, for example, Torrential wouldn't be the worst. But yeah, just getting in with the Zork. No need to wait. They have a Saku or so. Fine. They have Mirror Force. Now we set Jar and Torrential. So they don't know which one is the Torrential. We draw into Knight Assailant. I think we set Knight Assailant, then use Jar. Play around Dust Shoot, because they showed one in the beginning. We draw into the Koichi, so nothing more to do here. Of course, now they know this is torrential. They have a Kaiku. Maybe we should have torrential here, but Knight Assailant takes care of the Kaiku anyways, and we don't really have something in Grave, so I didn't want to use it. Yeah. We draw into Spy. At this point, we could also like think about summoning the Koichi, get in, but I think we want to resolve the Spy. They have an upstart. So now MST against the back row because they know it's torrential, and now comes BLS, and we can't do anything about that here. The whole game I was like, wow, that MST put in some work. The Deco goes away, we have to duo, yeah, cool, getting rid of one Thunder Dragon, but I wanted to do something here. No chance at this point. We would have to draw into like Snatch or another Sorcerer or BLS. Knight Assailant, just the defense at this point. To avoid some attacks, they flip up the Koichi, draw another card, banish the Knight Assailant. They have a Sangan, so they get in with both. Entering for game. GG, going into game 3. Yeah, I was saying, like, I think no combo of cards could have saved me here. Like, they're just everything. Sometimes. So, game 3. We have Kaiku, Sangan, Dekoichi, Morph, Torrential, and a Knock. Definitely setting Sangan and Torrential here. Playing around Mind Control. Torrential with the Sangan, obviously pretty good. The obvious too. They have a Sangan of their own. Knock and 1,000 directly. Okay, drawing into Raigeki Break. You could attack with Kaiku here, but I think setting the Koichi is just fine. Still got the Torrential, of course not so good against the Sangan. Have a Mind Control. It's fine, not the best Mind Control in the world, but also not bad. They attack again with the Sangan. We go down to 6k. They set a monster, and we still have the Koichi. Back to our field. We draw into Tribe. I think we just use Knock. Summon Kaiku. Yeah. Could also set Morph. So we know they have a Spy in hand, at least one. So I wanted to have a Knock against that, or something like that. And the Grave is not set up anyways, so yeah, they go into Serpent. I wanted to have the Kaiku maybe against the Serpent later. So I think Morph is doing way more than just a random Kaiku on field here. Because we have the choice to get knockback or do something else. They found Thunder Dragons, so maybe they have Chaos Life here, which would be great for them. They have a Sombira. We do not care about that one. Okay, they get over to the Koichi. Sombira going down to 1900 and they set one back row. I mean, the knock plan is not really going off here, but here I was like, should we do anything? Like getting back knock. Don't want to do it yet. They don't seem to have a knock themselves. So Mind Control, setting or summoning Kaiku wouldn't make sense. Using Tribe against the Sombira definitely doesn't make sense. So I was like, man, let's just do nothing. I think it's fine. Maybe they think this is a Serpent now, or yeah, it has to be Serpent because Sangan is already out. They set a monster and do nothing. Yeah, and at that point, we draw into Pot. into Mirror Force and Storm. I think we get back the pot even. Oh yeah, and we chain Torrential. I know it was risky because this could be a Serpent on their side, but even if it was Serpent, we could banish it with the Kaiku. So I really like that play right there. Yeah, pot into Thunder Dragon and Moth. And I really wanted to get this Kaiku through. That's why I definitely wanted to use Storm here. We have so much removal, we don't care. It's a Mirror Force, so definitely was the right decision. We banished the Darks. In that case, the Night Assailant and the Sangan. You could also get rid of the Zombira because maybe they, I don't know, get it back from grave somehow. Get over the Kaiku, but we have so much removal. It's fine. We discard Thunder Dragon, let Raigeki break, and pass. I think we don't have to set also the Mirror Force. They set a monster. We were pretty sure at that point this should be Spy. I was thinking in end phase if we should Raigeki break the back row. But I think it's fine. Mirror Force is out, so as long as we don't summon much, it should be fine. I wanted to use Raigeki break here against the obvious Spy and get in with the Kaiku. It connects, and from here there's not much of a chance for the opponent. I think we set them off, and the Mirror Force, I would say. Yeah, and be hard to get out of the situation for them. They have a jar. Knock against the Moth, that's fine. We have our Moth in grave. They set a monster, and from here I wanted to be pretty aggressive. Torrential would be the only punish, like Spy's out. I mean, it could be a third Spy, that would be super unlucky for the opponent, but even if it's Spy, we have the Tribe. I really wanted to summon Tribe here, and I read it should be Serpent. So I wanted to attack with the Tribe to banish the Serpent, then with the Kaiku. Perfect plan. Goes off, we banish Serpent and the Thunder Dragon. They have 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. And I don't think they have any chances here. They summon Breaker. And they have to attack over they have to try to attack over the Kaiku, but we even have the Mirror Force here. And that should be the end of the match. Yeah, they had to do it. They were even saying that in the chat. They had set a Dust Shoot and 2 Thunder Dragons and a Sork. What should you do? What should you do? Also great match. Against Pot into Charity into Duo. Thanks for the nice games. And thank you guys for watching. That is it for today's Replay Revelation Chaos Turbo episode. I hope you had fun. I had fun. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Construct is signing out. I wish you all a great week. See you next episode.